Turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful Monday morning. Nah, I'm fucking with you guys. This is Monday, man. Y'all just deal with it. Work is work. What are you gonna do? And it ain't weekend no more. It ain't football Sunday. It ain't, UFC or MMA weekend. Nothing like that anymore. It is Monday morning. We up and doing this shit. Going hard, getting crazy. Anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Monday, September 25th, I want to say it is. I'm not even 100% sure on the date. I don't really care. Anyway, we, a lot of shit that went down this last weekend. And it's not all MMA, and it's mostly, almost none of it's MMA. Of course, Friday night, OSP gets the win via, Vince fucking Von Flue. Fucking crazy. That dude just pulls that off every time. And against Yoshino Kami, who's not a punk on the ground. Sure, super last minute, but he's not a punk on the ground. He's good. So, not surprised at the outcome. Just kind of a little surprised that it ended the way it did. So it was like, it was cool. It was cool to see OSP pull the win off and everything. And a few other, Jessica Andrade beating Claudia Gadelha to me was impressive. It's impressive for me to see the rise of Jessica Andrade. It's also kind of like, ooh shit, Claudia Gadelha losing it a little bit. She's kind of, she's on the way down. I mean, look, she's been doing this for a long time. She's taking beatings, and sooner or later, the young crop, starts catching up to you. So it's a very difficult game to continue, being at a high level. And so when you're able to pull off, high level for high level fighting for so many years. It's it's a feather in the cap and everything, but I mean, I'm not saying that Claudia Gadelha is losing anything. I'm saying that Claudia Gadelha might be like at the same level still, and Jessica Andrade just happened to rise a little bit. My opinion on that, but it was pretty cool to see her win and everything, and pretty happy about it. And then Goken Saki getting the knockout. Woo! Bad motherfucker, mind you. Enrique De Silva fucked up standing with the man. You should have fucking immediately shot down for that takedown, taking his ass to the ground and schooled him. That would have been the easy way, in my opinion, for Silva to win, but or the easiest route for him to go. But for him to stay with Goken Saki, hey man, good for you. You got balls, dude. But you stood with Goken Saki, who fucked you up badly. So nice little win there for in Saki's MMA. I believe it's MMA debut. No, UFC debut for sure. All right. So that was really nice. It was cool. Bellator, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch a lot of. I did see Aaron Pico's knockout. About fucking time, young man. Goddamn right. And this coming from, and that is the high level wrestler coming out and knocking somebody out. That's fucking badass. Aaron Pico's a bad motherfucker. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully they don't rush him back too crazy. Some fucking top 5 fighter. Well, top 5 Bellator fighter. I guess it's not that bad, but yeah, and could probably pull it off, but let's not rush him too crazy, right? He's young. Let's not break him early. Let's get him some fights he can win. Anyway, that's cool to see. And then Benson Henderson losing again, man. That's just, goddamn, that was just fucking sad, dude. Like, I like Benson Henderson a lot, honestly, and especially because he trains out of the Valley, out of Phoenix, out at the MMA lab. He's a good dude. He's genuinely a good dude. I got to shake his hand a couple times at World Series of Fighting events, and when he's cornering people, and then I got to see him. He actually fought against my professor Jay Page's that fight to win, I think a year or two ago, and he's just fucking just crazy grappler too. But for him to lose, I was kind of sad. I was rooting for him hard, and it was a split decision if I'm not mistaken. So it's it's like, how many of these, like, Benson can't go to split decisions, man. He can't even go to decisions. He needs to just be dominant and try to finish fights or something. But he might be another one of those guys, man. The game might be passing him by already. It might have already passed him by. If you remember, if I remember correctly, I think he was the first big name to make the jump from UFC to Bellator, and where everyone thought was going to be like a crazy coup, right? So it's it's kind of sad. And he didn't get the greatest contract either. That was kind of like, ah, shit. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. But hopefully he does what he needs to do. I don't think he should retire. I don't think he needs to. I just think he's the kind of guy that's not gonna try and hang around too long. I think he knows when it's time to let it go. I mean, I think he knows when it's time to let it go. I don't think it's time yet, and I don't think he believes it's time yet. But it's kind of hard to. He's like, where do you go from here? You know what I mean? It's really tough. Anyway, so and then Paul Daly knocking out Lawrence Larkin. Didn't see that happening. I'm gonna be honest. I did not see that fucking happening at all. You know what I mean? But you know, that's fucking Paul Daly. You can't fuck around. Lawrence Larkin dodged a lot of those shots. He just got caught with a nasty one. You know, I thought Larkin was gonna fuck him up, and nope. Paul Daly's still plugging away. You gotta hand it to these brawler, these heavy hitter brawler kind of guys. They're entertaining as shit, and they end fights. They finish fights, and they end them in devastating fashion. That was pretty cool to see. Paul Daly winning. Larkin will be fine. He's still young, so he'll be all right. Anyway, so of course the big elephant in the fucking world yesterday, and I'm gonna say I'm assuming it took a lot of people by surprise that it happened at the rate that it did. But a little bit of background here. So not too long ago, I believe just last week, President Trump basically said, in so many words, and I don't have the quote in front of me, and I wish I did, but I'm kind of driving, so I don't have it. But in a nutshell, he basically said that any player, NFL player, who takes a knee and, in his opinion, disrespects the flag, and to be fair, in a lot of people's opinions, but his opinion, disrespect the flag, should be fired. But he goes, take those. He says, I wish the NFL owners would say, take those sons of bitches off the field. They're fired. First of all, he don't know how the NFL works. That's just one. Okay, but two, you just isolated a massive group of athletes who mostly happen to be, most of them happen to be black. You know what I mean? You add that to the stigma that a pretty good portion of the population has, that Donald Trump is a racist and he supports white supremacy and all that stuff, which may not be true. You know what I mean? That it honestly is kind of like it's subject to opinion. Okay, because there's not a lot of, there's evidence to prove that, that people used to, quote unquote, prove that he's a racist and he supports white supremacy and all that shit. But at the same time, there's also proof that you can use to prove he's an idiot and a moron and Kafifi and a bunch of this shit. So it's a matter of opinion, I think. Okay, 100%. Disclaimer here for you guys. I try not to watch his stuff or his press conferences or any interviews with Trump because I can't. It's difficult to even put this out there like that, but not difficult because I'm fucking nervous about the response because I don't really care. I think you guys are cool enough to listen to my point of view and respond in a respectful manner, and that's why I like the people that watch the shows and everything and listen, and I really appreciate you guys. But I can't stomach the kind of stuff he says and does, especially the NFL thing and a lot of the stuff he said. It's like, dude, fucking really, like really, man, like why? Yeah. Like, first of all, you're coming out and saying, we need to be together, we need to band together, we need to work together and stuff, and then you're dividing the shit out of everybody. The problem is when you say he's being divisive, it's like, well, Obama was divisive too. Yeah, well, Obama's not a fucking president right now. Like, I fucking get tired of people bringing up Obama. Dude, he's not president right now. This motherfucker is. Can we work with this motherfucker to actually get shit done? Can we forget about the past? That's not going to help anybody. That's just bullshit, rambling. So anyway, he says that. The NFL's upset. I think the Bills were the first ones to put out a statement. And then every team, other than I think two or three teams, but almost all of the teams put out statements being very disappointed in what Trump said, including Robert Kraft, who's a buddy of his. Yeah. So it got even crazier yesterday when in pretty much every single game there was players taking knees. Ray Lewis flew all the way to London to be with the Ravens to link arms and take a knee with them. Then they got their asses whipped by the Jaguars, but still, both teams had people kneeling. You know what I mean? Every game day, the Steelers didn't even come out of the locker room except for Villanueva, who was a former Army Ranger. Actually, there's no former in anything. Those kind of guys. That guy's an Army Ranger. That dude's a bad dude, but he's a veteran. He's a Ranger. He went out there and stood for the flag, and hey, good for him. He should. You know what I mean? Definitely should. And the guys stayed in the locker room and stuck together and decided they weren't gonna play this game, this political game. Good for them too. Okay, and what bothered me the most was the response to them. Everyone's like, these entitled millionaire assholes fucking going out there and they don't respect anything. They don't respect that. They don't respect this. Most people, let's be honest, first of all, most people that watch football and the national anthem plays, most of you motherfuckers don't even stand up. Don't put your hands over their heart. I don't. You don't stand up. You don't put your hands over your heart and all that stuff. A lot of people, there's plenty of people that do. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure there is. Or at least there'll be a lot that claim that they do it. But most people don't do that. You know what I mean? So, let's not play the bullshit. So, and then second of all, it's how are you going to come out and say, oh, they're just being disrespectful, and I'll say shit, but you constantly go on Twitter, constantly go on Facebook and social media, and you fucking just go off on other stuff and other people. That's called First Amendment. You're allowed to do that. That's one of the reasons why men and women join the military and fight, to protect the right to do that. We're one of there's plenty of countries that have it now. I mean, let's just be honest. Freedom is everywhere now. Okay? But, very few to the level that we have it, to where you can say whatever you fucking want in this country, knowing full well there's consequences to what you say, but you're not stopped from saying it. Right? And then everyone's like, oh, these millionaire assholes, they're doing this and that, they're disrespecting the flag, and I'll say shit. Dude, first of all, to call them entitled millionaire assholes, okay, fair enough, because you don't understand what you're talking about. You really think most NFL players were born rich or were born millionaires? These dudes, they're growing up in fucking Overtown in Miami and fucking, Compton in California, and just shit areas, man. Like, these dudes weren't born rich. They weren't born with millions of dollars. They were born in shit situations that they fought their way out of. I mean, how much more American can you get than coming from a shit situation, using your talents and your hard work and work ethic and all that, and making millions of dollars playing a game that millions of people watch every day or every week. And you think they're entitled? No. Those guys, look, please believe, those guys remember how they grew up. They remember the struggles they had to go through. They remember seeing the riots, Rodney King. They remember seeing all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And they grow up with that shit. You don't forget stuff like that. No way. I remember all the struggles I had to go through. I fucking had to deal with racism before growing up. I'm never going to forget that shit. Ever. Oh, well, we didn't do it. Hey, fair enough. Okay? But that shit will never be forgotten. You know what I mean? And those players grew up in shit situations. They remember seeing police brutality. They remember seeing, unfair treatment and being, treated as second-rate citizens. And they're not going to forget. So when it's time to do something, and they got a platform, they're going to use it, especially when the man holding the most powerful office in the world singles them out specifically. If you really expected them to just take it, get the fuck out of here. Now, I totally understand, 100% with you guys, about leave politics out of football, leave politics out of sports. Hey, I wish they could, but that's the only, platform. That's a massive platform they're using to try and help the situation. If you remember if you remember the beginning, from the get-go, Kaepernick took a knee, okay, against police brutality. And then Trump hijacked the whole thing. Say what you want. Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. Okay? And now everyone's kneeling, not against the office, but against the man that's in office. I think Josh Norman said it himself. He said, hey, this isn't about, this is in response to the man behind the podium. I don't remember the exact quote, but it's something like that. Talking about Trump. You know what I mean? If you want to keep dividing the country, go for it if you want to, but, Trump's a guy that likes to be, that loves to be liked. That's his thing. You know, and he's going to be feeling this one. He went off about this and that, and then apparently all these NASCAR drivers stood. Hey, again, good for them. You know what I love about that? Free speech. We're allowed to do that. You know what I mean? Why do I love journalism, and why, you know, why even though I don't, you know, you know, again, I have my broadcast journalism degree. I've done the job. I know what it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be done. There's reasons I don't do it. And a lot of those, and most of those reasons are ethical and, you know, ethical and moral reasons, okay? And I won't get into that right now. It's for another podcast. But what I love about it the most is free speech. First Amendment rights. Your right to speak, your right to express yourself, your right to protest peacefully, all that is protected under the Constitution of the United States. That is protected by the men and women of the military, by the men and women who put their lives on the line every day on the streets and the normal streets of America, as police officers, as firefighters, as EMTs, all these guys. That is a protected right. The Constitution is protected. When I took my, you know, when I was sworn in as a naturalized citizen, you know, as an American citizen, I was sworn in. You take that pledge, the Constitution. That's what you do. There's nothing more American than struggling and fighting and working to earn your, to my opinion, okay? There's nothing more American than having to fight for your citizenship, you know, obviously doing it the right way and earning that right to call yourself an American and being able to stand with plenty of other immigrants with your hand up, being sworn in as American citizens for the first time. There's nothing to me more American than that. Again, still one of the proudest things I've ever, you know, that I've ever done in my life is become an American citizen. Because now, you know, I get to enjoy all these rights that these men and women in uniform protect. And most of them will tell you that. They'll be like, hey, look, I don't agree with what they're doing, but I fought to protect that right, so he's allowed to do it. But everyone else is sitting around going, oh, you don't respect this, you don't respect that. I don't think you understand what you're talking about. I think you need to go back and look at the lessons of history. Look at, you know, why, you know, the U.S. and America became a country to begin with. Why the Constitution was written and what it says. You know, and honestly, I know everyone's tired of it, so this is the last I'm gonna, you know, I'll be speaking about this because I'm as exhausted of it as you guys are. Believe me. But last night I put a post on Facebook, and you can see it on my Twitter at Elaw31, also on my Instagram at Elaw7, probably the easier way, but at Elaw7 on Instagram, and I put it on my Facebook because a lot of my friends were fighting with each other, and it was like arguing with each other, and it got ugly at some points, to the point there was name calling going on at some point. I'm like, hey, fucking relax. My point was this: if you can argue all you want, okay. But if you argue online, especially on Twitter, 140 characters and all that shit. But if you argue online, you're lacking context and you're lacking a background and understanding that normally can only come from a face-to-face conversation. A very calm, sit down, grab a coffee, grab a beer if you want to, just not too many, but, you know, so you don't get fucking alcohol crazy and all that. But, you know, sit down and speak as people, as human beings. Because everyone gets brave behind a computer screen. Everyone gets brave behind your, you know, on your phone and on your whatever the fuck. Okay, but it takes legit guts and 100% belief in what you're saying and what you believe to stand in front of someone, look them in the eyes, someone that you know, someone that you might like, someone that you might respect, and tell them, I think you're wrong because of this. If you can do that, you're a mature adult, legit. You know what I mean? And it just drives me nuts that, like, especially the people that are like, oh, if you don't stand for for the American flag, you need to have your citizenship taken away. Legitimately, and with it, you know, just go fuck yourself, because that's just the dumbest shit I ever heard. At that point, yeah, you sir that said that shit, why don't you get your ass up off the couch and stand for the national anthem? Oh wait, you don't, do you? We should take your citizenship away? What are you talking about? Do you know what the First Amendment is? It's irritating, it's irresponsible, and it really bums me the fuck out that my fellow Americans, my brothers and sisters, in this country, whether or not, you know, they like me or not, we're still all in this shit, and we're still on the same fucking team, okay? It fucking bums me out to see everyone fighting each other, and it's irritating. It really is irritating because, you know, coming off, for example, the hurricanes and all that stuff, and it's like, we gotta help each other for the hurricanes. Fucking right. I was happy as shit. I was like, yeah, shitty disaster. Let's get together and fight this. Let's get together and rebuild and help each other. And then this. When the hell did we become so mentally weak that we can't, as adults, as human beings, as men and women, as Americans, have a civilized discussion, a civilized debate, if need be, about the issues we face today? I think we got lost at some point. Somewhere along the way, we got lost with all this choosing teams bullshit. It's easy to blame whatever you want. To me, I think politicians, and the rhetoric they use has a lot of the load to blame, a lot of the blame to take, honestly. Excuse me. I think politicians, the rhetoric and the way that people say things and inflammatory statements, I think all that is bears a heavy load of the blame. My opinion. You know what I mean? And it just sucks. It really does suck. Especially when the man in the highest office is one of the perpetrators doing that divisive speaking. Whether or not you believe he is, look at the results. Look at the results, man. And instead of speaking together as human beings, as Americans, knowing that we're on the same team, we rather sit there and like, F you because your team this and F you because your team that. I don't know if you guys saw that video for the Philadelphia Eagles game, but that shit got ugly. Yeah, it's such a gang mentality in this country. God damn it, man. It's such a gang mentality. I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. Can't you just be a person? Can't you be a person that listens to all ideas and goes, yeah, I don't like that one. And instead of saying, yeah, I don't like that because my team don't like it, saying, I don't like it because of this and this and this, and give a legit reason instead of cop out because my team don't like it. To tie this up with a nice little fucking bow, not even nice, but it's still like it with a bow of some sort. People have the right to protest, rich or poor. The right to protest is not specifically given to only the middle class or only the lower class or only the higher, upper class. It's for every American. Every American has the right to protest. However, in a peaceful way, you can choose to do it in a violent way, but you gonna pay consequences. Please believe that shit. You know what I mean? But every American in this country, no matter how much money they have, or how much money they make, what they do for a living, or what your opinion is of what they should do or think, they all have a right to protest. You want to boycott the NFL and their sponsors? Do it. I fully encourage you to do that. To put your voice out there, to let it be known, I don't support the football players and NFL players for taking a knee. Go ahead, do it. And if you want to, take a knee with the football players, I fully support your right to do so, and I encourage you to do it, to let it be known, because that's how we're going to let our that's how you get change. That's how you get you get civil discourse, hopefully out of that, and you make a change if it's needed. But and to end this episode, because now I'm so tired of talking about this. To be honest with you, we need. If there's ever been a time to come together, that's not that's not what's it called? That's not a disaster, an attack, terrorist attack, or anything fucking crazy. Right now is the time to be adults and have a conversation and at least respect each other's views and opinions. And not turn into, Neanderthals and start, fighting and arguing like little fucking like 8-year-olds do. That's my talk. Superman sucks, or Batman sucks, or fuck you, man. Instead of breaking down to that, let's be adults. Let's be adults. Let's try for one fucking time to be the example that the world needs of how you solve an issue and how you come together at such a divisive time and be the example for the world. You want to be number one? You want to prove you're the greatest in the world and all that stuff? Let's prove it. Let's lead by example. Let's not sit here every single day just fighting with each other over something where that if you sat down in front of each other, if you can, by the way, because I know on Twitter and people living dozens of miles away, I get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? But big things, big changes and big goals are met when little things are done right. If in your own little community you can have discussions about this, especially with people that you disagree with, you can have discussions about it and just let your feelings be known little by little. If everyone does that in the little groups, we're going to come together as an entire country. But if we fail to do so, if we fail to do the right thing now, to give an example to the younger generations, you know, the millennials and everyone under them, if we fail to show them how to be Americans, real Americans, then we failed. Then we just continue this unfortunate and this very sad and honestly embarrassing cycle of hate that we have for each other for some reason over opinions. You know, so let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. That's all I'm asking. Just do the right thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's enough for me today. Don't forget, Wednesday night, CrossbonesMMA.live. That's CrossbonesMMA.live. The Keyboard Warriors come back. We'll be talking about UFC Japan, Bellator. I think it was 183. I think was the number. And anything else that happens this week in current events in MMA, definitely go down with that. A lot of rumors about McGregor Diaz 3 being agreed on. A lot of rumors. We'll tackle those on Wednesday as well. And of course, Fred Kirby, Jesse Rebecca, and myself, always with the opinions and just bullshitting around. I'm trying to have fun with, trying to have fun for an hour and change. We really appreciate you guys putting the time or giving us your attention for an hour and change a day every Wednesday. And any of the videos you guys watch, really appreciate it. Especially my personal vlog, the Morning Toke and all that. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll never stop saying that. You guys have no clue. What if we had one listener, this would be worth it. But the fact that we have so many, it's incredible to me, and I really appreciate it. I'm proud to say that we have like the coolest people, the coolest listeners and viewers, I think, of anybody. People that will come on the shows during the live chats and shoot the shit with each other, just have some fun. Maybe opinions back and forth, get a little serious for a second, then we'll be back to just having fun and clowning around, and realizing that life's too serious outside of life's too serious for the most of the time. Let's take an hour and change here and there to joke around, have some fun. Let's talk about some fights. All right. So again, Keyboard Warriors on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then of course no MMA this weekend, no UFC this weekend. I'll do my research and find out what MMA events are on. I know there's no Bellator because Bellator was last Saturday, so it's gonna be a minute. But hopefully there's something on so everyone can watch. But no UFC this weekend for sure. And that's it's gonna do it for me. So shout out spicespros.com. Please make sure to go to spicespros.com, order some stuff from them. They got a lot of new items, a lot of new, from what I was told, a lot of new Mexican candy being put up today and this week. They got a line of Mexican candy that's like really, really good. They actually sent me some samples, which is awesome. Appreciate that, Spices Pros. Anyway, so spicespros.com. Follow them on Twitter at spicespros. What I was told, they're gonna start doing their own little giveaways here and there for like candy and stuff. So I believe in the next month or so. So definitely start hitting them up and get yourself some candy, man. That shit's good. It tastes delicious. So definitely shout out to them. And of course, Represent. Always helping us out and staying loyal with us. Appreciate you guys. Go to repcrossbonesmma.com. That is repcrossbonesmma.com. Fucking these new hats they're putting out. Yo, I can't wait to get me some of that. Like, I'm legit can't wait to get me some of those new hats. New joggers coming out too, and they already have the new shirts, the new design shirts on there. Go get yourself some gear. Help us out at the same time. repcrossbonesmma.com. That is repcrossbonesmma.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everything. Appreciate you guys. Catch you guys tomorrow or on Wednesday, whenever it is that I do another show. For sure on Wednesday. And have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. And I will catch you guys later.
We'll